Hi, good afternoon. So we're here today to talk about AI in education. I'm with Afreen Shaikh. I pronounced that correctly.
Yes.
Good. Afreen, tell us a little bit about yourself before we start.
So I am at the moment the head of department for design subject, but I have been into education for past 13 years, and yeah, and I have been doing a lot of tech integrations since so many years with the teachers, with the students, and with the parent community. So I basically am connected with them. I understand the challenges that they face, and culminating that and looking at what AI has brought up into the market. Uh, I'm at the moment in a stage where I want parents to understand what AI is doing in the education sector, and what is the future of AI going to look like in education.
And what is the future of education going to look like in AI? Right?
So I believe AI is going to help education. It's going to make it better. Um, we have a lot of things happening in education where the systems are changing. Like in recently in India, NEP 2020 came into place, like the National Education Policy of 2020, where they have adapted the progressivism philosophy, and they've taken into account the international curriculum, and they have done a lot of modifications on how the public school is supposed to be looking like. Now with AI coming into picture, a lot of things have changed on how students, teachers, and parents perceive education. And AI, I would say, is also just another tool
Right.
where you are supposed to be keeping in mind that it's a tool to help you to make your work life easier.
Right.
So I generally tell the teachers that I know you have concerns that students are not going to learn about it,
Right.
about the concepts that you are teaching. But if you are utilizing AI as a tool for your uh, admin work, like writing emails to parents or creating proposals, you can get your head off those things, and you can focus on the main task that you are here for, that is
The
changing
students.
students,
Yeah.
yes, learning. So yeah, with this being as a tool for the teacher, the same way it can apply for the students.
Sure.
And students, with respect to IB or the international curriculum, they follow an inquiry based approach. They
Right.
ask a lot of questions, and AI, I would say, is a good source to start with for information, but I won't suggest it as a reliable source.
Right.
But it lets you start thinking.
Right.
So we exercise our thinking skills looking at that. So that's why I feel AI, if looked at as a tool and somebody teaches you how to use it efficiently, you'll become more efficient with your work, and you will become more efficient with your learning. So that's why I feel it's going to make a lot of change.
Right. I mean, as you were saying, that there's two sides to a teacher's job. The first one is, of course, most importantly, teaching the student. And the second one is, of course, the admin work. As you say, there's a lot of paperwork involved in teaching. We must make sure that the planning is there. We must make sure that we're keeping notes on the students so we can see the progression. We must mark things. It's a lot of our time spent marking. Uh, is a useful frame to think of AI as a TA, as a teaching assistant? Is that something that if we get teachers to think in that way, that's a useful frame for us? Or do you think it's a bit bigger than
Assistant is something I believe everybody wants because it's really,
that?
and having TA is like a teacher assistant really helps a teacher to, again, as I told you, to focus on the reason why you're there. And it's not bad. Like you are having somebody who's helping you out.
Sure.
Yeah. So and then teachers have, or the students at the same time, and the parents at the same time have the same question, that if we are too dependent on the AI, then what? So my thing is that it's not dependency. It's because you are navigating with the AI, you are still communicating with it. So you are utilizing your thinking skills. At the same time, if AI is generating an information, you don't copy paste, right? You read through it. So at the same, like I generally, when I'm just giving you an example. I had to write a polite email to the parents about something, and I was not in a correct mindset to write a polite email, and I asked ChatGPT to create something, like that, and it did.
Nice.
But then I had to just rework on some of the aspects in the letter, but I saved 2 hours of my time.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it was a teacher assistant job, correct? I got an assistant who could finish the work for me like in 15 minutes.
Right.
So
You reminded me that I had an email the other day where somebody was talking about cut and pasting. Somebody sent me an email generated by AI, and I could tell because it said at the beginning, "Certainly, I will write you an email." Uh, but yeah. So the two fears. Let's talk a bit about the fears. The two fears I think the parents and education and schools themselves have. One is that AI is going to replace the teacher. The teaching assistant will become the master. And the other one is that, of course, cheating. And is this really education? If I have an assistant who's doing all my work for me, I'm actually working. And that's true for the student and true for the teacher. What are your thoughts on that?
So now AI for students, I would say, like I still have students because they have to write a lot in their design process journal, reflecting on the showcasing the analysis skill and stuff. They use ChatGPT and they copy paste. But how, as a teacher, I would know that it's their true work through assessment, correct? Now, assessment doesn't have to be missed. I have the data there. So that is, you are going to assess that. It's like, no, but in the process, I haven't seen you do something similar. I know you. And even I can cross question them, ask them, okay, tell me, you have written this thing. It's really nice. Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Right. Yes.
So that gives you an insight as to is that actually truly a student's work, and they also understand that although I have put in this information in the process journal, I have not registered it. So again, coming back to the student, was did you apply your thinking skills? The reason we are doing this learning is for you to exercise your thinking skills. Do you think you are able to talk about the concepts that we had learned inside our classroom? I do not see those words here.
Right.
So that the child then understood that I actually have to create my original work and bring it to your teacher. But I said, you can use ChatGPT. Please don't deny. Like I tell my teachers that if somebody catches you, like my students, when they catch me, Miss, you are using ChatGPT. I was like, yes, I am using
Of
it
course. Yeah.
because it's making me smarter. It's not showing that I am not smart. I am smart enough to use ChatGPT to work efficiently. And I tell my students also that you can use, but whenever you're using it, you show that you're learning from it.
Yes.
Yes. So
What about from the teacher's side there? I mean, if ChatGPT is preparing all of my lessons, am I needed?
So yeah, there was a question from the teachers like, are we going to lose our jobs because now
Yeah.
students are learning easily with the use of ChatGPT? ChatGPT helps you to assess your work. It
Right.
provides you with information. But when it comes to path of empathy, when it comes to path of differentiation, connection with the students, a teacher can only best do that. Teacher can be the facilitator and the guider of the
Right.
students because everyone is a diverse learner.
Sure.
And if there is like a concept the teacher wants to like teach the students, for the teacher it becomes easier to identify their audience or their students, and then based on that they can create different tasks or give them choice boards. So it helps the teacher that way.
So we're
And
still going to be in a job.
yes, there is still going to be a job, but yeah, there are going to be a lot of AI tools in the future that are going to help the teachers make the lessons even more engaging and better. And that is why I tell the teachers that it's now is a time for you to learn how to use AI tools. Don't say ban it. Don't say that it is not ethical. Ethics have become much more stronger. The word ethics is now became even more stronger because students know that it's easy to copy paste.
Sure.
Now it is our job to teach the students why academic honesty, and why ethics play an important role in the world. It's become even more important now.
Right. You touched on something there that as a school leader, we struggle with. AI is at a nascent stage, it's just starting. And of course, there's many people coming up with different apps and different programs. How do schools judge when to buy the right program, when to sign in, or should we all wait a few years and see what happens? How do we judge?
So, see, every year there are going to be, I would say, around 50 to 100 new tools coming up. It would, you have to explore, you will have to sit with the team, ask them to come in and see what suits your teachers better, what suits your community better, and then you'll have to go ahead and explore it yourself, ask them for a free plan initially and see how it goes, and then after the feedback, your school can also become the pioneer of that particular app, because a lot of new things for assessments, for creativity, for every set of different skills, there will be a new tool. So at the moment also, if you look at educational tools, there are more than 1,000 of them, but how many are we using in the school? We are only using it because somebody has used it and they are able to convey how teachers can utilize it in the classroom. So it's all about creativity. So yeah, I feel that
Yeah.
that is the way ahead.
Good. You're running a workshop here today at DSB. You've run this before, obviously. What's the number one question that people ask in your workshop?
The number one question will be, would they replace,
Right, yeah, yeah.
our job is the first concern of the teachers, and the first concern for the parents is my child going to learn,
Right.
and for the students it is mostly like the assessment analysis which chat gpt does on
Yes.
our tool. If we are graded low,
Yeah. Yes, you're always worried about the grades. Yeah.
yeah, because there are some students who actually invest a lot of time in doing research and bringing up their work,
Yes.
and they get less grades. And the people who generally use chat gpt and then put it at, and they are getting like high scores, so they're like, how
Right.
come these kids are getting high score, why are we not getting high score? So again, it's on the teacher's discretion, it's on the teacher's observation that these
How
things
to
are.
deal with that. Yeah,
Yes.
is there though haves and have-nots coming? Are we going to have the students in the schools that embrace AI, and then the students in the schools that don't? And is that going to cause a big difference in education?
I would say students are 21st century learners. Technology is the language they speak.
Right.
When I am sitting on a computer and I am stuck with a tool, I always have a volunteer student sitting there. Miss, I know how to do it. I'll help you out. So it is their language. And with Chat GPT, it's always like sharing of stories, success stories.
Right.
So through success stories, I'm pretty sure the students will adapt to it, and they are curious as to what this AI is and how is it helping my friend. And if it is helping my
Right.
friend, then why can't I use it too? So it's gonna be something which everyone is at the end going to utilize. So
Okay, that's fantastic. So please do join Afreen if you get a moment for the workshop today. It should be very, very interesting. Thank you so much.
thank you.